In 1/4 mile, turn left.
Yo, let me say something. And as you can see on the thumbnail,
Turn left.
before then, let me play this song.
The fasting sackcloth and ashes, I bowed on bended knee, and I prayed to Yahuwah, made confession and didn't say, oh Yahuwah, great and awesome, who keeps covenant to those who we have transgressed, we have done crookedly,
Continue on route.
we gain in your sight. We have turned from your commands and refused to walk. We did not listen to your servants, the Nabim you did send to speak to
So,
our kings and fathers,
what I'm going through right here
that we
is called
might turn
inspection station.
to you.
So, this is just to check the brakes.
Belongs
Because I'm
righteousness,
we'll be going down the hill.
belongs affection.
And I know y'all seen on the news where a lot of drivers, they wasn't actually, their brakes were smoking. Now, here's the thing. For those new drivers, you have 3 different ways. And I won't say this, then I'll get into today's topic. Before I put y'all seat on the thumbnail. There are 3 ways that you possibly can stop. 3 ways that you can stop. Now here's a station that a lot of truckers, they ignore. You see the signs. See, you get the green light, and they tell you where there's a runaway ramps at in case you may lose your brakes. Now, let me say this. And I appreciate y'all coming in, stopping in. As you come in, if you don't mind, tap that like button for me. It really help out a lot. I appreciate it. And so you see a sign up there. So I'm just giving you something before I get into today's topic. So bear with me. This is for entertainment purposes only. You see that sign? 6% grade. And see the sign right here that says 45 miles per hour. So like I said, there's 3 ways that you can slow your truck down without using it. So 2 ways, or 3, without using manual brake. And what you know, your manual brake will be your brake pedal. For those who don't know, your brake pedal will be your manual. So then you have your engine brake. You have your engine brake, which they call it a retarder or whatever. So you put your engine brake, like right now I'm going 51. I'm going to shift my engine brake to the strongest one, okay? I'm light, so I'm not heavy, so that's one. Then you have your manual brake, which you try not to use your manual brake when you're going down steep grades, please. And as you can see, there's a lot of truckers that'll come by me flying past the speed truck ramp, and that's if you're coming down the hill and your brakes start smoking. You want to hit that ramp. You want to hit that ramp. For you new truck drivers, like I said, go the speed limit that's required for your safety purposes. Okay. And the other one is your trailer brake. So you have a handle that you can feather. You know, meaning that you can hit it, let go, hit it, let go, hit it, let go, because you don't want to hold it. If you hold it, that's what causes your brake, causes the speed that you may be going, because your brake starts smoking. It can cause your brakes to catch on fire, and then your trailer will catch on fire, and then your track, they can also add into they manual. Because a lot of these things they're not going to teach you in driving school. Here's another ramp coming up to the left too. You see that another ramp right there? So if your brakes smoking, don't feel like, oh man, I'll be laughed at. You know, I'd rather be laughed at and be cried for, you know, for at a funeral. You did a smart thing, because a lot of these brakes, we don't, as truck drivers, don't really get out here and check our paddies on, and I can admit to you, I don't always do it myself. You know, that's why you definitely need to have monthly inspections, you know, to inspect your brake pads and any other things that could possibly cause harm or death to you or fellow drivers or passengers, four-wheelers on these highways and byways, okay? All right, so let's get to, you know, if we need to make some waves, you know, to something else prior to talking about this, then do so. But let's get to it. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank y'all for stopping in. I go by the off-street trucker out here on the highways and byways. Been out here for almost 26 years now, and there's some things that really that's been on my heart. I wanted to express to y'all. You know, I want to have a conversation. Maybe I'm off, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm on, but I want to talk about it. You know, and what I'm going to talk about, you see the thumbnail, you see the truck over. I don't know if it was over a cliff, over a hill, but it was over something. But yet it was due by the driver's negligence that caused that to happen, right? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Now let me say this. When I went to school, driver's school that is, I went to school for a month. And I went to school a month because I did 8 hours a day. 8 hours a day. Now you could have went part-time, and this was in like 99, early 2000s when I did go to school. I went for a month. I went full-time for a month. Now, and there was a lot of things that I've learned as far as maneuver-wise and book-wise. But when I got on the road, totally different. Now, granted, I even drove not so much of a semi-truck, but I have trips like dump trucks without even my license, but it wasn't really far. I didn't go like, you know, real far on the roads, whatever, like maybe, you know, here and there, maybe like in the country. I did, you know, so I was a little familiar with heavy equipment, you know, but I wasn't, when I got on the road, it was a whole different ballgame, okay? A lot of things you have to learn while you're out here on the road, and it's okay, you know, because we all had to start somewhere. We all are green thumbs, we're all rookies, you know, coming out here on these highways and byways, and we learn as we go, we ask questions as we go, okay? So there's nothing wrong with it. Don't get it in your mind, oh man, I don't want people to laugh at me. No, they will laugh at you because you ask a question and you end up in between the trees, you know, or twerk something, or on top of something, or what have you, or you go to a low bridge and it's not the required height for you to make it underneath it, okay? So that's when you laugh at. But ask questions, it's okay. I ask questions, I'll still ask questions to this day. There's a lot of things that I don't know, don't understand, and I'll reach out to someone, or older driver, or younger driver who's got younger, or less experiences than me, or maybe he had been through certain situations, circumstances that I haven't been through yet. So it's okay to ask questions. Nothing wrong with asking any questions. Ain't no dumb questions. Only dumb questions, not ask questions. Okay? So like I said, I went to school for a month. I apologize. I went to school for 3 weeks. 3 weeks full time, 3 weeks, 8 hours. Classroom, and I went on the yard, practice maneuver, serpentine, backing, parallel, backing, going over the truck, inspecting the truck, and all these other things, you know what I mean? Consistently, over and over, repetitively, over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And I don't understand, for the likes of me, how in the world did a lot of these drivers get their CDL and pass in a day? In a day. I mean, what did they do? Did they actually get in the truck with the driver, trainer, instructor at the DMV and go on a road test? I understand them going into the DMV and taking the written test, but how did they get past? And someone help me out here. You know, I'm not the brightest pencil or the crayon in the box. You know, there's someone probably sharper than me, have a better understanding and more information when it comes to how the DMV is ran. Now let me say it for me. Now I went to driving school, and I still had to go to the DMV or the BMV, wherever it may be, Department of Motor Vehicles. You know, I still had to go there, and I still had to take my written test. But when I went to the school, I passed the driving test. So is that the same way? Like I said, it's been over 25 years since I've even stepped foot and taken the test. I did all my endorsements, all that stuff at one time. You know what I'm saying? So I have been back in there taking the written test or driver's test in years. So a lot of things may have changed. You know, and so I'm asking, you know, inquiring minds want to know. You know what I mean? So how are these drivers going in there, and they are actually cheap? They go in there with certain headsets, certain phones and stuff, people out in the car, giving them the correct answers to the test or whatever. I don't understand. Actual CDLs, like college, you get paid. Oh, okay, Big Snake Bone. Hey, I appreciate you stopping in there, homie. Appreciate you. You see, no company makes you pay money or truck. Well, let me say this. I'm a company driver, but I'm 1099. You know, I'll get into that later, but I'm a company driver. I used to be an owner-operator twice. You know what I mean? I owned my own truck once. You know, I was in the process of paying off another truck, but the economy got me both times, bro. You know, so yeah. So if you are interested in driving or interested in more information regarding that, I've had some videos that I have made touching on that, but I don't know if I may have went into in depth, you know, with that. But I can elaborate on that. I can actually stick with me, and I'll come back to it, and I can fill you in a little bit more. I'm heading to Tampa, Florida, so I got about 9 hours ahead of me. And I'm not going to be on here for those 9 hours, but I will. Anybody have any questions, you know, but I'm going to occasionally look down and see, you know, any questions or whatnot in the comment section. So feel free, drop a comment, you know, in the comment section, and let's get on it. Let's see, Big Snake Bone said, I love Florida. Hey, Florida's nice. You know. I'm headed down there now, heading to Tampa. Right now I'm in Tennessee. And Tennessee, I don't see no snow. It was some snow back there. I don't know if y'all came on in. But it was a little snow back there a little bit. So kind of clear right now. So I'm going to let my pups out. Probably about another hour or so. Let them out. Get them an opportunity to enjoy some of the weather. And right now it says 29 degrees. I don't know how true that is. It is 29. But yeah, I like Florida. Florida's nice. I wouldn't live in Florida though. For many reasons. I go there to visit. Get the beach or something like that. But then I'm about it. Attitude and nature. So I say that. Okay, nah, I ain't doing it. I'm driving right now. I can't add no stickers on it right now. And I don't think my mods, when they get on here, they may be able to do that. See, we're on ride with you. We're on ride with you. Nah. I got my dogs. I got my dogs with me right now. My literally dogs. My puppies, 2 puppies. They pit and bully blues. They ride with me. But yeah, I had passengers ride with me. I had passengers ride with me before. But either way, you know what I mean. Long as your bunk, your cab is big enough to where you ain't crammed up in there like a day cab or something like that, or just a real small sleeper. I have a nice size, I think it's a 72 studio. So it's nice. And also the company, always good to have good company. Good company where you can have conversations and stuff of that nature, laughter, share some experience together, stuff like that. Yeah. But I don't mind either way. I've been doing it for 26 years. I go solo, solo, or I'll go ahead and have someone ride with me, have my children ride with me, family members, cousins, nephew, whoever, ride with me. Not long, they don't really ride long, probably about maybe a week, and then I head back to that, the state where I pick them up at, whatever, and drop them back off. I have a double sleeper. There's one at the bottom, there's one on top. So yeah, you gotta make it work. Got a microwave, got George Foreman grill, got a refrigerator. I have little knickknacks, things that you got. I have a refrigerator with a fridge on there, so I keep my frozen stuff up in there, ready to thaw it, put on the George Foreman, chop up the vegetables or whatever it is I make. Things like whatever. And there it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, it all depends on the person, man. If the person really claustrophobic, because like I said, don't get it twisted. These trucks is not like no extended sleeper. I don't know if y'all seen the 6 sleepers. You know what I mean? And then I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get back on the topic. If y'all seen the extended sleepers, but they almost look like a little apartment. They got a shower, toilet, stand-up kitchen in there, queen-size bed in there, flat screen, maybe 70-inch flat screen up there on the wall, wood grain, they got tile on the floor. They nice. If you got something like that, it's a little better. If I run across one, if I remember, I'll show y'all what a studio sleeper looks like. I mean, extended sleeper. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll let you know if I run across one. But yeah, if you're claustrophobic, you'll be all right. You'll be all right up in here. Y'all can make it work. Now you don't have a border, truck border. They got them out here too. They got stuff all over the place. You gotta be, not saying, you gotta be neat, organized. Like that. You don't have to be, what you call that, where yeah, back to the topic. Back to the topic. You know, I digress. That for a moment. I'll check back. You know, see what else y'all may have on here. But yeah, I don't understand how where these drivers they must went to the bubblegum machine and got their license. You know what I mean? From the Cracker Jack box. Remember the Cracker Jack box? You go in there and get your little booklet or sticker or whatever. I think that's what a lot of them may have went and got their they got their they got their they got their CDL. You know what I mean? When they got their CDL. So you could be snake bone, you know, you have to retract the message. You know what I mean? You know, so you good, bro. Or I don't know if you're male or female, my apologies. You know, but big snake bone. You know, I'm not really sure exactly, but yeah, I don't know where a lot of these drivers went, you know, or how long these drivers went to school. Let me say this: there definitely has. When I came in the game, when I came in the trucking game, it was love. I mean, it's like a whole different atmosphere, with a whole different genre, a whole different type of mentality out here than when it was when I started driving, or when I speak to older drivers that have been out here 30, 40, 50 years. You know, man, they sentiments are exact. It ain't like it used to be. It ain't like it used to be. I mean, you go in this truck stop now, it's like a third world country. For real it is. I mean, you see nothing but Hijabis, you see Somalians, you see Mexicans, you see Puerto Ricans, you see Indians, you see all other nationalities, but you're very rarely, out of 5 people, you see 1, maybe 10, maybe out of 10 people, 10 truck drivers, you may see 1 American. I say 2, I give it 2. What y'all thoughts on that? What's y'all thoughts? You know what I mean? That's just my statistics, you know, analysis. You know, I'm not for sure exactly. I haven't did no, I haven't did any statistics on it. Let's see, NYC is still part of the state. Oh yeah. I don't go through NYC. Now I go through the state, upstate, but in the city, I did that like 2 times my whole driving career. I would never do it again. I would never do it again. I got messed up, you know, crazy. And I lived in the Bronx. I lived in the Bronx, North Bronx, you know. But for even driving then, it was something different. You know what I mean? Drivers in New York, they make their own lanes, you know, they do completely do the same thing. You know, so yeah, I don't. New York, LA ain't bad. You know, LA ain't bad, but New York, you got to understand, it's like 2 lanes, 1 lane, in and out. I mean, that's all with the Maine, Connecticut. You know, trying to get over to the islands, Staten Island, Long Island. You know, people trying to get to Jersey, coming from Connecticut or Maine. Man, it's just a cluster. You know what I mean? It's horrible. You know, but hey, if you need to go to New York and experience it, you see what I'm talking about. But if you got to go to any other boroughs, Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, you know what I mean? Long Island, Staten Island, you better tell the dispatcher, refuse to go there. That's just my suggestion. Now, if you feel that you got it in you, and I had the time, like 10 years in at the time, you know, and hey, it messed me up. So if you have the experience, you got the calls, you got the gumption, you got, you know, patience, all of that, and more. Go ahead and go to New York and see what it is, see what it's like, you know. But yeah, I digress. You with come back through 95, come back through 95. You know, but hey, my suggestion, stay out. But yeah, all of these drivers these days, like I said, you know, when you go through the truck stop, it's like this. You just touch down in 5 different countries or continents, 3 different continents. You know what I mean? And at one stop. And the thing is, a lot of them don't speak the English language. You don't understand them. They don't understand you. They ask you questions on where to ship or on this address. They only go by the GPS. And I don't understand how they even, I mean, they're just, maybe they just know the road sign. And I don't even know if they know the county road, you know, signage. Maybe that's the only thing they know. You know, because I had 3 different types, and someone correct me if I'm wrong. I had 3 different types of trucker GPS. I had 3 different types of trucker GPS. I had the Red McNally. I had TomTom, and I have Garmin now, and I think that was it. I think I just had 3 of them, you know. And they're one of them. And this the one I have now, the Garmin. It don't say no other language on it. It don't say Spanish, Indian, Russian, Mandarin Chinese. None of that. It says one language, English. So if they don't understand English, how are they? And I pray. I see a lot of them. They got about maybe 3 different devices up on their windshield, on their dashboard, you know. And that is confusing as ever. You got 4 different instruments going off at the same time. Man, you are so distracted. I do that with I only run my phone in my Garmin, and I be confused, and it's speaking my language. But the fact that you're trying to navigate all of these things simultaneously, you are not just multitasking, you are like quadruple tasking. You know what I mean? And then you gotta try to stay in your lane. You have to looking up at the you know, you're looking at the signs to see if it matches up with the same wording that's on your GPS. So you can't look at the GPS and say, get off on Gamey Street. They don't even know how they pronounce the word. They gotta look at the spelling of it and see if it matches up. They don't know sign, you know, other outside GPS and where it tells them to go, they'll go where that GPS tells them to go. That's why you see a lot of trucks on roads that truckers does not even supposed to be on whatsoever, whether it's a bridge, the height requirements, or weight, or it's the roads. You know, it's too tight for truck and trailers to navigate through. They don't understand that. That's why I'm an advocate for America. You know what I mean? In order for you to drive a truck in America, you need to be from America. At least you need to know the English language thoroughly. You need to know the English language. I don't care where you're from. I don't have no issue with anybody being here, wherever country. But listen, if my country, if I was in a third world country, I would do the same thing. But if I go into an industry, then I need to know, I would like to know, or whatever country I go to, I need to know a little bit of that language. Not nothing at all. They don't know nothing. As soon as you talk to them, I don't know. My English is, that's the only thing they know. My English is not whatever they saying, I don't know what you're saying. You don't know I'm saying. So how are you able to communicate efficiently? You're not. You're not able to communicate. And that's the problem
Continue on
we
route.
have it with a lot of these accidents with truckers, killing people, running over people because they don't understand English. But yet they have the media talking about there's a trucker shortage. There's no darn trucker shortage. Only thing is the issue is the shortage in trucker pay. And I'm gonna touch on that later. Truckers has moved this country. Everything comes in or delivered to these stores by a truck. I don't care what you say. They come in from air or by sea or by train. Granted. But once it gets to its final destination, to the ports, where they be inspected, from there it gets on a truck transported. It gets in a box. Either it's a container, and a container trailer takes it somewhere, and it gets offloaded to a warehouse and get reloaded back into a truck. I mean a trailer. Whether it's a van trailer or a reefer trailer. Everything comes in by trailer, by truck. Either it's a box truck or whatever size truck, but it delivers to your stores that's near you. Your Walmart, your Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, Sam's Clubs, Aldi's, the gas stations, all gas, oil, all of that comes in by way of truck. But yet truck drivers get treated the way they get treated. Things, they're not. As far as drivers are being away from their house, away from their family, away from their children. The way that these drivers have to eat on this road. The way sometimes us drivers, don't take a shower in days. I hope that they hit the hot spots. There's times I haven't taken a shower in days. When I hit the hot spots, make sure I brush my teeth, wash my face. I carry dude wipes, baby wipes, you know what I'm saying? And I make sure I hit the hot spots. This is things that we have to do as the drivers. A lot of drivers out here, they got mortgages, they got rents, and they paying. They ain't able truly to enjoy that. Tell me one driver on here that's listening or going to listen to the video later, the review it later. Y'all leave in a comment. How often do y'all get home? And if y'all really feeling it, how many times do y'all take a shower a week? There's not a driver on here, out here on these roads, say they take a shower every day. I guarantee a narrow driver can say that they take a shower every day. Now they may wipe up, hit the hot spots, every day, but there's none on here or view this video later and say that they take a shower every day. They're not going to say it because they don't. A lot of drivers, they may not take a shower every week. They may take a shower every 2 weeks. They like, shit, ain't nobody in the truck with me. Ain't nobody gonna smell me. That's their mentality. But these drivers don't take no showers every day. And so, but yet these are things that drivers, give up. They sacrifice. They sacrifice these things. To keep America moving, keep these stores stocked with produce and products, and equipment, merchandise. We truck drivers, we do that. But here it is, we can't get compensated for our time. Like I said, I'm gonna go into that later, but I want to touch back on these drivers that can't drive. These drivers that you see flipped up, flipped over, all on top of the hill, when somebody's back, ran the light, crashed through SUV, RV, killed this many people, that many people. Why is that? It's the training. It's the lack of training that these drivers go through. They don't go through the strenuous training as a lot of us old school drivers have went through. Even the new school drivers. I ain't gonna take that from y'all either. Y'all went through actual training schools. Whether you went to simulator schools, Warner, Swift, JB Hunt, CRST, whatever, any other company that trains you. Don't just go to training school for a day or 2 days and they put you in the truck. Look, there you go. Here's the keys. For 80,000 pounds, missile, a bullet, 80,000 pound bullet. You know how much damage that could do? But yet, these CDL schools want to quickly run someone through there and expect for someone to learn, now you a truck driver. Nah, you ain't no darn truck driver. You don't just get that title because you get behind the truck and on top of it, it's a darn automatic. You gonna prove something to me, you get behind the manual. You get behind not just a 10 speed, you get behind a super 10, an 18 speed. But anybody can get behind a darn automatic. That's like you driving a car, staying between the lanes. But that's all you know. And I think that was the reason why they came out with automatics. But everybody can drive it. I remember when automatics first got introduced. I was like, oh shit, here we go. Everybody gonna get up in their trucks. There's gonna be so many accidents. People drive with their feet all up on the dashboard, toes wiggling out. Man, it's crazy. Like I said, where did these drivers, how did they truly get vetted? Who vetted these drivers? It should be someone say, hey, I test, I stand up, I vouch for this driver, that driver. He's a good driver. You know what he's doing. You know these roads. He's safe. He's courteous. Where has that went? That went out the window. Went out the window. Where's the driver? Where the driver performance? Where's the driver ethics? Where's that at? There's no more driver ethics. There's no more. I mean, you have a little bit, but you know what? You did it when you come across American drivers. That's why I say it ain't for no political party. None. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not an independent. I'm not nothing. None of that. I don't even get involved in that. I'm the People's Party. The Truckers Party. And I'm saying, let's make trucking better again. Trucking used to be a great opportunity. Trucking used to be, if you want a skill, if you want a trade, truck driver was the way to go. My cousins were driving trucks, and that's how I got introduced to truck driving. He was driving trucks back in the 60s. He had dump trucks, he had semi-trucks, cab overs, he had them, and I learned a lot from him. Learned a lot. So nowadays, these drivers don't learn nothing. You got about, honestly, I've seen about 4 people in one truck. I seen
Continue
4
on route.
drivers in one truck. I was calling them drivers. I'm not gonna call them no truck. They just drivers. It's barely. They keep the steering wheel in the lane. Truck in the lane. It may take 2 people to get over. You know what I'm saying? I seen it. You know? I seen it. And it's crazy. I spent thousands of dollars to go to drivers school. They get in fake name, fake license, fake CDLs, and they out here driving for these companies. Let me tell y'all, Sean Duff, whoever listening in the FMCHA, whoever listening to this video, if someone share this video, y'all need to, I salute y'all for going after these skeleton companies, these driving schools, training schools that so-called train these drivers just to get some money out of them or whoever paying for them to get these CDLs. Them instructors need to be in jail. As a matter of fact, I would like to see the instructors and what they are showing and teaching the drivers. You just teaching, a lot of these drivers cannot back up. My truck been hit 2 times in the broad daylight. Somebody backing up beside me hit my mirror. I mean, a lot of stuff they used to have for the mirrors, it says GOAL, G-O-A-L. That means get out and look. It's okay. It'll take you a couple seconds, maybe a minute or 2, just to get out, look to your left, look to your right. Back up. Knock on someone's door. Hey, can you keep an eye on me before I'm gonna hit your truck? And that's at nighttime. If you're unsure on how far you are from hitting someone else's truck. I know someone gotta hear me. Someone gotta hear me. Can I get a like up in the room? Somebody just hit a like button. You know, hit the like button for me. And let me know I'm saying something. That I ain't here just mumbling. You know. If I'm out here just mumbling, someone can hit the like button for me. Don't even hit the like button now or when you view it later. Hit that like button for me. You know, show some love in the comment in the comment section. Question in the comment section. You know. If you want to hear more about this type of content, you know, about education, you know, educating these drivers or speaking the truth on what may need to be done in order to keep a lot of these drivers from driving on these highways and byways and causing things to go not the way of we drivers. Let me tell you something. A lot of American drivers have lost their jobs due to the fact of undocumented workers. These drivers, these undocumented workers of the countries, they'll come over here, they'll work for a period of time for a little bit of pay, and it'll be 2 or 3 or 4 in the same darn truck. But yet, the money that they make, if they make $200, $200 a week, that's $800 a month. You know how far that $800 will go in their country? What they can do? They're living like kings. They're living like kings, y'all, in their country. So that's why a lot of these loads and these brokers are giving these drivers, undocumented drivers, these loads, because the less that these brokers will pay to get their loads delivered, the more money that these broker or pocket. And so we, those that's in America, that live in America, that have to use the dollar for dollar type deal in America, and have bills and other responsibilities that we need to make, not no $800 a month. We need to make about $8,000 a month just to cover a lot of our expenses and have a little bit of money to put in savings. Am I right or wrong? Am I right or wrong? Or am I just talking just to be talking? I know I'm saying something. I know I'm saying something. But then a lot of these drivers, they say, you know what? I can't make it.
In 1.5 miles.
They can't make it. I mean, if you look, man, I remember when I first started, I mean, not when I first started driving. Maybe like about, I'd say probably about 5, 6 years ago. Or about 5, 6 years ago. You didn't see hardly, maybe 7. You didn't see hardly any corners. Then all of a sudden, man, it's like every other truck. Corner, 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 corner. Like Indians. I mean, you see mad Indians. I don't know where they from. I don't know where they from. Or what part of India are they from. You know, but they all got the turbans on their head. You know, they got a man posted on the side of their truck with a sword. I don't know who he is or whatever. You know, the only thing that I know, I started seeing a flux of these foreigners coming in into the trucking industry. It's like, man, we go to America, I'm gonna be a truck driver. You know what I mean? And these DMVs, man, I'm telling you, and I thank you, Sean Duffy. I thank you, FMCHA. I thank y'all for going after these crooked DMV employees that's giving, that's paying, that's willing to be paid off to give these drivers the CDL. So a lot of these employees that did that, whether I don't care what state that you're from, you an accomplice to murder for giving these drivers these CDLs when you know that they do not deserve it, and they go out here and they kill somebody. They kill somebody. It could be your family, my family, that person's family, that person's family. Whatever. They killing somebody when they shouldn't even have the CDLs in the first place. Yeah, I feel some type of way. I feel some type of way. You got too many good American drivers out here that need driving jobs, and if you don't have enough drivers out here, then there needs to be somehow that these drivers can get a grant, get a small business loan, or get a student loan or something in order to get their license. If it's that low. If there's not as many trucker shortage as you say, which I do not believe whatsoever. There's not a trucker shortage. Like I said again, I want you to say it, it's a shortage in pay. Shortage in pay and how these receivers and the shippers, you know, do when it comes to detention. They take you got an appointment, you get there at your appointed time of scheduling to be loaded or offloaded, and they take 4 hours. 4 hours or longer to load you up or offload you. When you don't got a manual pallet jack. Not in these days, you have electric, gas or diesel forklifts, and you only got about 20 pallets, 22 pallets to take off. And if there's shortage and manpower, then y'all need to go to these temporary services, and you need to hire some people. You need to hire people for your company. If they need to count packages, stack them, restack them, or whatever, the thing is, pull them packages off. Scan it, pull it, release the driver. For drivers, we on time. We're not just out here just, not like it used to be on the law book where you can, you know what I'm saying? The time that we sit, it goes against us. We sit it for 4 hours but don't get paid for it. Where you go? And your job, I don't care what job, you get paid hourly or not salary, but you get paid hourly. And if you put in extra 4 hours, do you get paid for it? Yeah, you do. It's overtime. You get overtime. We don't get that. We get paid as we go pick up the loads and drop these loads off. Our wheels got to be moving for us to get paid. We don't just get paid by sitting. And we sit probably 7, 6, some people sit 4, 5, 6 hours, the minimum. A day or every other day, getting loaded and unloaded. But these foreigners, they come in here, they don't care. They don't care. So these companies, which should be looked at, whoever hiring these foreigners, from they start these foreigners out, I pay you, say if you get paid percentage. Or mileage. I know what the going rate mileage is at the moment. I'm just going to throw some numbers out there, play some numbers. So, here it is. American driver, he goes to, from the same company, he goes to the company, he asks them how much they pay. When they start out, they tell him, depending on your experience, we'll pay this, and so you got, say, 10 years under your belt. You over experienced. You got 10 years under your belt. They're going to start you off high, right? Then there's the foreigner that comes in and he can say, everything else a lie, right? Why not make how many years you got under your belt so you get the highest earnings and pay, right? And they lie about everything else. They got fake license. They haven't been over here driving. There's no way they can be vetted in to show they driving history, right? So they go to same company. And they say, hey, you got your documents, you got your documentation, so that you're legal, and all these other things, they're gonna tell them, we'll start you off at the lowest or under the low. They'll start them out at 20%, and the job, the job is like paying, say, 35%. 40 cents, 50 cents a mile. They don't care. They'll take it. And these companies, they can afford to, to take these loads because why? Why they can afford to take the loads? They don't got to worry about paying their company. They keep drivers all this money so they can afford to take 20 cents, 30 cents less. Because they're paying the driver, one driver, 20 or 30% less. That's one driver. But all these drivers that get the set pay, regardless of so much experience, it should be set all around the board. And when a person sit for so long at the shipper receiver, they should get about $30 an hour. $40 an hour, $50 an hour. That'll stop them doing that. That way, if a driver's sitting there for 4 hours, that driver is going to have about $200. And I'll sit there too. I'll sit for a minute. I'll sit $200. That'll stop these companies, these shippers and receivers, from letting drivers, oh, we're going to get to you, we're short staff. That's your fault. But when you get there late, you got to be worked back in. Or if you get there late, they're going to try to work you in. Or you got to reschedule your appointment. Come on, man. It shouldn't be like that. Protein. It shouldn't be like that. You know, but that's how they do. That's how they do a lot of drivers. And we can't continue to stand for that. That's why we gotta stand up and speak up. Stand up and speak up. Let our voices be heard. You know. Hey, but you know, I've been in the game for a minute. I'm out the door. I'm out the door. You know what I mean? And so it's gonna be up to a lot of these newer drivers to speak up. So let me tell you, say this. The insurance companies, when these truckers are getting in accidents, y'all should be held responsible too. Insurance companies, y'all should be held responsible when these truck drivers, these foreign truck drivers get in accidents and kill people. Y'all should have, honestly, y'all should be taken up top for everything that y'all got on or own. For real. Because y'all should have truly vetted these truck companies thoroughly. You should have checked the driver's CDLs. You should have had these companies to send documentation, whether it's ID, 2 forms, 3 forms of ID. If you're a foreigner, you should put these 3 forms of ID. You should have references in which these insurance companies should call if you're a foreigner. But if you are from the United States, then Social Security should work just fine. But guess what? These people from other countries, they don't have no darn Social Security number. They may come and get Social Security number off of someone that's deceased. I don't know how they do it. But if you're a foreigner and you don't got no Social Security number, and if you talk to, I think the insurance company should be able to talk to these drivers and ask them these questions themselves. That's something that may be implemented. Yeah, will it take extra work to do it? More manpower to do it? Yeah. But guess what? These insurance companies, they got the money to do it. They got the money. They got the money from other truckers. I mean, other people that pay insurance. That have not been in any accidents. You know what I'm saying? And so utilize that money. Those come to the room, y'all be so kind of hit that like button for me. I appreciate y'all. Really do. You know, let this good content show that you think about something good over here. You know, it's talking about these drivers, truck drivers, these foreign truck drivers out here that's making these highways and byways bad. You know, for I'm gonna say American U.S. citizens, truck drivers, you know, that's out here working hard and trying to make a true living, you know, respectfully and honestly, you know, as a trucker, in order to truly provide for their family and loved ones, you know, because when there's a lot of immigration, a lot of domicile, a lot of foreigners that's out here that's driving and taking the rates down, taking any rate for a little bit of nothing, that's going to drive down the rates for the other drivers that's going to need that extra money to do whatever they need to do for their truck. You know what I mean? Now, we're not from, a lot of us U.S. citizens, we're not from another country. You know what I mean? we're not from another country, or our homeland is another country, where we're making the money, we sending it over there, and living like kings, you know, or queens. Because I seen some women with, you know, I don't know if they Muslims or what, in the truck. You know, they even got them in the truck. They drive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they all have an agenda and a reason, you know, and they accept to y'all. A lot of people may be listening to this. Y'all really don't understand. Y'all really don't understand. Like I said, a lot of these truckers, they lost their businesses. And they lost their businesses. That was their main income for their family. If they lose the trucking business, they possibly lose the house. They're not able to pay the mortgage. They got to sell their house, sell their land, uproot the family, move somewhere else, downgrade. Which is shit to me. These truck drivers, they put a lot of work, sweat, energy out here in these highways, byways, to just allow foreigners to come in here and take over, hijack, kidnap the trucking industry. I mean, that's their number. When they come over here, a lot of illegals, like I said, I'm not for no political party whatsoever, but I truly have to blame Barack Obama and Joe Biden. Joe Biden and Barack Obama, I have to blame them for the influx of foreign nationals over here in this country that's taken over the trucking industry, that's taken over neighborhoods, that's taken over businesses. They come over here, they get loans, it's tax-free, they get government assistance, they get welfare, they get food stamps, they get HUD, they get all of these things. But those that's born here in the United States of America, they treated like we're third world citizens. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. You go to a lot of these Section 8 houses and you look, and these women and men are driving brand new cars almost. How is that? How is that? Hey, you know, they don't have no Social Security. So when we go and try to get a job, not a job, job too, but if we go and try to get a loan, what they want to ask for? Check and see if your credit is good. What they going to ask for, y'all? What they ask for? Social Security number. A lot of foreigners, they may have a way of getting the deceased, the unalive person Social Security number that may have good credit or whatever, and they use that, and what they do, they piggyback, that's what they call piggyback off of someone that got good credit, and then continue a cycle. And they add someone on to their credit limit, or their credit, or their what's called credit score, or as an unauthorized use, to when your credit goes up, the person who's got on it, their credit goes up. That's what they do. So now, you know, and I don't agree with everything Trump's doing, but things need to be reset. It needs to be a reset on a lot of things, because a lot of things have been done crooked. A lot of things have been done off of greed. A lot of things have been done off the backs of the U.S. citizens. And everybody else is benefiting from it. Everybody else is benefiting from it. Like I said, I'm with no political party whatsoever. I don't care if you voted or you didn't vote or who you voted for. The only thing I'm looking at is the facts. I'm looking at the function behind what these so-called presidents, leaders of a country have done. And the impact of it all. Look at the impact of Joe Biden. People talking about, oh, the immigrants leave, there ain't gonna be nobody to pick the fields, and ain't gonna be nobody to do this and do that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, well. Yeah, well. These companies gonna have to pay. We ain't working for free. They want somebody, they want somebody to pick the fields, the corn, the cucumbers, lettuce, tomatoes, all the yams or whatever these fields. They're gonna have to pay. It's not gonna be no below no minimum wage. Because we got a lot of these foreigners, they out here picking the field. And they ain't paying them a little bit of nothing. It's manual slavery. That's what it is. It's slavery. It's almost sharecropping. Almost going back and still, picking cotton, paying them nothing. They can provide a food for them, maybe room and board, and maybe give them a little couple of dollars. But guess what? These foreigners, they happy with it. But back in their country, they ain't making none of that. They ain't making no $7, $8 an hour. They may make about 10, 20 pesos or whatever the currency is in their country. But yet, they get paid in dollars, in American currency, which in their country could be 3-4 times more than what it is in their country. So all I'm saying is that a lot of these foreigners, now if you can be a foreigner, you come over here the right way, you know what I mean? You come over here the right way, you ain't just, you go through the same, things in which a lot of these truckers have to go through. Go through a company, get vetted in correctly, get your social, get your birth certificate, get your EIN, go through, and whatever the procedures are, you need to go through it as all other truckers have went through it. And not go in, because you came over here illegal, you came over here on a work visa, you overstayed your visa, and when you was here, you got a driving job, work visa, I'm going to be a trucker for 6 months. But you overstayed it. But these companies, don't they know that the license is invalid? They don't have a department, a safety department that views drivers or put in a file when drivers' licenses are about to become invalid. They don't notify the driver, hey, you can't drive no more. You got a week to go. Your license is invalid, but you can't be driving the truck. But guess what? If these drivers are still driving the truck and these companies have not told them, notified them, or shut them down, send them to the yard, took them out of the truck until they're able to go and reapply and renew their CDL, then that company should be held liable. I'm just keeping it 100. There's times my CDL was canceled due to certain things, and guess what? Companies call me, hey, your license is suspended. What? Yeah. You gotta shut the truck down. You gotta call, find out what's going on. They told me to shut the truck down, go to a truck stop, go to a rest area, shut the truck down until it's taken care of. And that's what I had to do. what I had to do. And I'm saying these same rules that should apply all around the board, not just for a few companies or a few people. Because like I said, these foreigners are taking true, real, efficient drivers' jobs. Yes. Yes, they are. Something needs to be done about it. These things need to be looked into. These things need to be checked out. People need to get it. Like I said, the insurance companies, it starts with you. Brokers, you're up next. You're the one getting the load, putting them on the load board, looking for truck and trailer to transport these loads to said receivers. Brokers, you're next. Y'all are responsible too. I think there's an accident happens, everybody should eat it. Everybody should eat. They should sue everybody. The family should sue everybody. The insurance company should be sued. The broker should be sued. The shipper should be sued as well. And the driving company should be sued. It should be a full departments that needs to be sued. And that'll stop a lot of that. The brokers, you need to properly vet the drivers that's picking up these loads. Ain't nothing that you have to do extra other than submitting another form in that packet saying that the drivers picking up the load need to have be a U.S. citizen, need to be able to speak English fluently, like I'm speaking. Fluent English, American citizen, and maybe 2 forms of ID to pick this load up. Get to the shipper should require the same thing. 2 forms of ID, make sure that person's speaking English. Get to the receiver, same thing. Make sure it's the same person. And if it's not the same person, then you need to find, accept the load, find that company, report whoever the driver was that delivered the load to proper official, whether it's the police or ICE. Put them in that dock, and you keep that trailer locked in until the proper officials come there. That's how it should be. Whether it's ICE, whatever, but what you'll do, you put the fear in a lot of these companies that want to try to have third parties delivering the loads, picking up the loads, and all of that. And you put them on notice. Put them on notice. You'll stop them. Put them on notice. Because there's been so many places that I went to, and they say, you know what, I'm so glad you're American. You speak English. They are so fed up. These receivers, these shippers are so fed up of non-speaking English people coming there. And not knowing what they are saying, what they're trying to communicate, and what it does. It caused the line to be held up. So now they got to try to just figure out what the shipper or the driver is trying to articulate. They like, I don't know. They I don't know, and throw their hands up, show the phone. I don't even know how they even got there. But it needs to stop. It needs to stop. And we can put a stop to it. Right now, it's happening now. It's in full force right now. out here, these truckers, these drivers, I ain't gonna say truckers, they drivers. They ain't truckers, they just drivers. There's no, matter of fact, I ain't gonna give them that courtesy. They're steering wheel holders. These steering wheel holders, they're no truckers, they're not no drivers. Because we are held at a certain standard. Those who actually got commercial driver's license, we are considered professional drivers of these highways and byways. It makes truck drivers look like idiots. When you say you're a professional truck, you ain't no damn professional truck driver. Professional truck drivers don't do a lot of things that you see a lot of drivers do. They think. A lot of professional truck drivers, they think. They have courtesy to one another. They give courtesy to one another. They don't be out here just making any type of decisions, flying up and down the highways when there's icy conditions, possibly black ice underneath the road. Snow you can hardly see out your windshield. And see, then you see them flipped over. A lot of them haven't even drove in the winter conditions before. But these companies put them out here, send them out here to the worst states. Cost a money grab. Money grab, that's all it is. Money grab. So I've been on here for an hour, 22 minutes, y'all. I don't want to make this too long, but it's a lot on my mind. It's a lot on my mind when it comes to this, and I just want to be the one to, amongst thousands, other ones. Talk about this because it's hurting. It's not helping America. It's hurting America. There's a lot of these foreigners doing so much, y'all. And now it takes this president to come in to uncover all of this stuff that local politicians are doing corruptive things. You know, there's people in the administration doing that's corrupted. There's, man, it's a lot that's being uncovered. It's sad. It's sad. But these are the times that we're in, and these are the things that we should expect. But hey, all I can say, stay prayed up, get the storehouse together. Raise your own food, grow your own food, eat your own food. We're in that time. We're in that time. Keep the Most High first. When you're on these highways and byways, stay focused. Keep your head down, head up. Stay on the grind. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to the video. I'm the Ultimate Trucker. Peace. Blessings.